2017 was the year that the Battle Royale genre took over video games, with games like Fortnite,
Battle Pass, I just out my
and PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale becoming two of the most popular titles in the world. It seems like every new game had their own take on the flourishing genre. However, as they became more and more popular, developers were burdened with the task of trying to differentiate themselves in a horribly oversaturated landscape. For a new game to stand out in the Battle Royale market, game developers needed to take the genre in new directions that hadn't been explored yet. Eventually, one indie game company saw how fun and exciting the Battle Royale genre could be and thought, could we do a cool, interesting fantasy version of that and make it into something awesome? Rather than using guns, this team thought that magic was the way to go, and looked to go toe-to-toe with the giants of the Battle Royale genre. This is Spellbreak. Spellbreak is a class-based, third-person shooter game developed by Proletariat, an indie game developer founded in 2012. As you've probably guessed, Spellbreak's primary game mode is the Battle Royale. Unlike most Battle Royale games, instead of dropping into the map as an army man with no weapons and picking up loot as quickly as possible, you play as a battle mage. Before the game starts, you can pick an elemental class that comes equipped with a corresponding common gauntlet that allows you to perform various spells for that class. Like sniping people? The Frostborn class would work for you. Maybe you prefer to focus on area control instead. Try out the Pyromancer. In order to balance the game and ensure spells aren't just spammed out without a care in the world, basic spells have a mana cost associated with them. Players have a set amount of mana to start with that gradually regenerates and can be upgraded through amulets and blessings they pick up throughout the game. Along with that, they can pick up upgraded versions of their class gauntlet, which allows them to do more damage, or they can pair their starting gauntlet with another gauntlet from a different class, allowing you to wield the powers of two elements at once. This is where the game gets interesting, because if you have two gauntlets, you can create tons of different synergies between the elements at your disposal. This can be anything from creating fire tornadoes to shooting giant boulders made of ice. With tons of different combinations to choose from, every new match you started felt fresh and different. Prior to working on Spellbreak, Proletariat was relatively unknown. The resume basically consisted of the mobile game, World Zombination, an MMO where players fought each other with teams of zombies or survivors to take over control of an area. During the development of World Zombination, as a part of their push to be transparent and engage with their community, Proletariat began live streaming their weekly updates to give players a behind-the-scenes look at the development process of the game. As a result, the company began putting more and more emphasis onto integrating live streaming into their games. So with their next project, Proletariat had a new goal in mind: to build the best live stream game experience in the industry. So they created the Twitch RPG extension Stream Legends, which allowed streamers to create a guild for their community to complete quests together. And then they made Streamline, a fast-paced third-person party game that allowed the streamer to change the rules of the games they were playing in real time. While neither Stream Legends or Streamline became huge hits, Streamline did show that Proletariat was able to make some games that could be fun and fast-paced. With some experience under their belt, Proletariat looked towards making their next big game, this time for consoles and the PC. Considering the immense popularity of Battle Royales at the time, it was clear what genre their next title would fall under. Making their game stand out from the pack would be the hard part. In an interview with Gaming Bolt, developers said, quote, "We were all impacted by the growth of Battle Royale games, but we felt there was an opportunity to make something different. What stood out to us was that most of the other titles focused on gun-based gameplay, and we really wanted to do something that was more fantasy-based. Ironically, when we started working on Spellbreak, it was more swords than sorcery. Over time, we found that the concept of sorcery and allowing players to become the ultimate battle mage was where our depth really was." Eventually, on September 3rd, 2020, Spellbreak released to the public, with the official Steam release coming out on December 15th. The game had a decent initial start, hitting a peak player base of just under 5,000 concurrent users on Steam, and was generally well received by the community and reviewers alike, with IGN saying that the game was, quote, "a refreshing burst of magical fresh air for the Battle Royale genre, thanks to its captivating combat and flashy style." Part of the game's initial success was thanks to content creators on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. Asu, Hassan, and some members of Offline TV all tried out the game.
Have you guys ever heard of fucking Spellbreak? Spellbreak is fucking sick. Why does no one else play this game? Why am I not seeing more people play it? For so long, Fortnite has been the glue that has held our society together, but no more do we have the need for that. Now we have Spellbreak.
Unfortunately, the game was unable to maintain its momentum. Off the bat, the game was pretty buggy, but Proletariat did a good job of fixing them quickly and getting the game in working order in the first few months. In addition, they were transparent and kept up communication with the community, releasing a roadmap for the game moving forward and buying some goodwill with their fanbase. But while they were quick to fix bugs, they weren't so quick to add new content to the game to keep it fresh. While there were changes made to the map every time they moved to a new chapter, which developed the universe's lore similar to Fortnite, there weren't enough changes to the actual gameplay to keep it fresh. While the game was constantly being patched to balance it and add features like the Dominion game mode and custom matches, what the community really wanted was new gauntlets and new classes. With none of these being added to the game in a hurry, the player base began to dwindle. Since the game's most recent update, on September 2nd, 2021, the developers have gone silent, with no communication whatsoever regarding the future of Spellbreak or whether there will ever be any more patches. For most, it's assumed that the game is effectively dead. But what exactly happened? Proletariat was so good at communicating with its fans and being transparent, so where did they go? While no one knows for sure, some in the community did some digging and discovered that around the time that communication from the developers cut off, Proletariat went from getting funding for their game to talking about debt financing. Did they owe people money? Was the COVID pandemic too much for the studio? The possibilities are endless, but all of these things likely played a role in Spellbreak dying. While there's been no word from the developers, the servers for the game are actually still online, and a small, dedicated player base continue to play the game religiously. If Proletariat ever returns and continues to support the game, there might be a chance that the fantasy-based Battle Royale could have a second life. But for now, Spellbreak will simply be a game that could have been something amazing, but didn't make it all the way there. This video is made possible thanks to our wonderful patrons. Massive thank you to everyone on this list, and shout out to Jason B, Brendan, QB, Foxy, Mauve, Pachanas, Pin, Sierra, Shampoo, Spartacus, Tommy, and Yashichi for being Platinum supporters. And an extra special shout out to Steven, Noodles, and Marco for being Diamond supporters. We really appreciate it. If you want to talk to us, check out our Discord. If you want to support our channel and get info on unreleased videos, check out our Patreon. If you want to help us out in a different way, leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell to stay up to date is also appreciated. My name is Jonah, thanks for watching.